So in the last class, we were seeing what is this Prometheus tool, why we call the Prometheus as time series database, and we were deployed some custom applications and some default Nginx applications, and how we have scrapped the metrics from the application using the service monitors and point monitors, and what are the targets that it will create in the Prometheus UI. So far we have started a basic Prometheus where we see where some node exporter or some custom prom client will be installed in application that will be used to scrape the details from the application, and then from the worker nodes node exporter will scrape the metrics and push to Prometheus. Today's class mostly focused on alert managers and the general Grafana. So this Prometheus and Grafana tool, you don't need to go deep dive. But you need to just learn the concept, the basic concept in Prometheus and Grafana. So today, what we are going to do is like we are going to set up an alert manager. So what is this alert manager? As I said yesterday told. So the Kubernetes metrics are scraped to Prometheus. From the Prometheus, there is one more service called alert manager which will take care of alerting you either in the email or in the Slack channels. So this is done by this alert manager service. So if you see, I still have the installations what we followed yesterday. If you see like kubectl get svc in iPhone monitoring, if I check for alert managers, wait, let it come. Oh, I think some issues in my laptop because I'm doing multiple installations, so it consuming all my resources and making the application slow here. Let me try to restart the minikube once again. So what we're going to do setup is like first we will open this alert manager UI, and then we will be seeing the config settings because this it somewhere it has to contain some email address, right? Some email address are from to whom I have to send the alert, what kind of alerts I should create first of all. Those things we will set up in the alert manager, and then to send an Gmail alerts, you always need something called SMTP. SMTP mostly runs in the default port as 465 and 587. So this is my alert manager config. So how am I going to create that? So everything will be seeing here in the demo class. Let's wait for my minikube to start again. Let's wait. It's trying to pull some images into my local. Uh, I've started it. It started to run. Let me open the Prometheus first. Yeah, Prometheus is back now. So if you see here, um, uh, there is a service that's created in the monitoring namespace called Prometheus Alert Manager. Now I'm going to expose this so I can access this Alert Manager UI in the browser as well. So to expose this, I'm going to use this same command that we are used yesterday, or you can do the port forwarding here. See, I exposed this Alert Manager. Now what I'm going to do is like I'm going to do port forward. So kubectl port forward, and the service name is Prometheus Kube Prometheus Alert Manager, and the port is 9093. So I know Alert Manager is running on 9093. So I'm going to map my physical host with the same port. If you see, after I created, you see port forwarding has been happened. If I go to my local host on port 9093, it will forward me to the Alert Manager UI. See, this is how the Alert Manager UI is going to look. So this Prometheus UI and Alert Manager UI are different components. Prometheus, by default, it will run in port 9090. I have used some tunneling but in Minikube, that's why I use a different port here. Alert Manager always runs on port 9093. You see, this is how the Alert Manager UI looks. So if you see, check for some general alerts, and then if you see some groups and silence is there, status is there, some settings are there. So the first thing you want to note is like go to the status and come down. You will be seeing some configs. These are some general configs. So you no need to worry about all these parameters, but you mainly need to focus on three sections. One is this route. Route means to who I have to send the email. So the receiver is currently is null, and then if you see the receivers section is also null, and uh, this is not convenient. Wait one second. Hmm. See, it has three sections. One is the global section, one is the root section, and there's a receiver sections. So I'm just showing you this configs is just similar to this config, whatever I'm showing here. So this doesn't have any details about what is my, see here there's some TP allow is localhost, but in my local I don't have any SMTP server. So in order for you to send any email, you should have some SMTP servers. I'm using my Gmail as my SMTP server. So in order for that, so you need the SMTP smart host. I'm giving the Gmail. This is a Gmail SMTP. That's which runs on port 587, and I'm giving my email address and my authentication user email address. I'm giving my authentication user address and my the password. This password is different from the password that your account holds. Whenever you log in, you just give username password, right? This is not the same password. In order for you to get this password, there are some steps are there. This we called as app password. So how you can extract this app password is like I've added a slide for you. You first go to your Gmail account. Let me show you. Um, so this is the same step you have to follow in your organization, but mostly this kind of settings will always this IT team will take care. First comes to this my account.google.com/security, where under sign in to Google you see two-step verification. First enable the two-step verification, because since you are using this app password, you are exposing it to the internet, so it always to better to keep a two-step verification for your account, I added a two-step verification with with the verification with to my mobile number. The next step would be like go to the generate app password here. So if you don't, right now I have a password with me. It's asking my username password. So I'm just giving that. I'm entering. Mm. Now what happened is like I created an app password yesterday. So if you want to create another password for you, you just type something like demo or something, whatever the name you feel free to add it, and then you create it, and then it will pop up you like a 16 digit uh, uh, password that you can copy and you can keep it in your file. So by using this your username and this app password, now this alert manager is going to send email alerts to you. Okay, let me come back to the alert manager. So these are the general configs, so which we have to modify, because if you see the receiver section it has null, and then in the route section it is null, and it doesn't contains the details of my SMTP server. So first I'm going to modify this configs. For in order for me to change this, um, mm, if you see kubectl get secrets -n monitoring. You see a secret here, right? kubectl secrets -n monitoring. The first monitoring like alert manager Prometheus Prometheus alert manager have this configs. Okay, but when you try to view this config, um, I'm just giving it in -o YAML. So it will be like base64 encoded. You cannot see these values, but these values are actually present in this alert manager.yaml file. So here while we installing the Prometheus, it has been the complete alert manager.yaml file has been encrypted. So you cannot read this data. So this I know this file will contain these generic details. Now I am going to replace this value. So what I am going to do is like I will delete this secret and then recreate the secret with the same name. So whatever the configs that is calling this secret will will be will the content will be replaced here. Okay, you see I'm going to now delete this secret like kubectl. mm, kubectl delete secret and the secret name and in which namespace it exists, and then if I do it got deleted. Now I'm going to do is like I'm going to recreate the secret, uh, kubectl create secret, and the type would be like generic, and then the name will be the same name whatever is secret that was there, and I'm going to create it from this secret from the file called alert manager.yaml file. I know this alert manager that file is inside this Prometheus alert manager folder. I will be just moving these files to GitHub so you can use it. I will be removing this passwords and my username email address, so you can use the same template. So these are the template details it should contain. Now what I'm going to do is like kubectl create secret. mm, Now what would have been happened is like whatever the content that we are all that we were seeing in this configs would have been replaced now. So let's wait for some times to get replaced. uh, you see now it immediately got replaced. You see the SMTP from and the host, everything has been got changed, because after I created the secret, all these values are now getting fetched from the secret which I created now. So it has all my receivers and router um, sections. So you no need to like worry about this default other parameter. You just focus on the same whatever the parameters here. It has global configuration where you have to mention the SMTP server and from which address you have to send it, and the username and password, and the route section should have some receiver. So whatever the receiver name that you give, like receiver Gmail, I'm giving my Gmail as receiver here. So and then the receiver section I have to mention, and then the interval and the repeat interval. So you have to just focus on these parameters. Now I have recreated, so you can see in the alert manager here this config has been changed. Now if you come to alerts, there are few general alerts are there. Like if you see that 8 alerts are there, these alerts will be these alerts are like in fire state. If you go to my Prometheus UI, this is the Prometheus UI. You yesterday we were just seeing the queries here. Now if you go click this alert section, by default it will have its own alerts for this Prometheus components and for some of the Kubernetes native components. So alert managers are there, some etc alerts are there, and then some Kubernetes components alerts are there. If you check them, if you open any of them, you see a prompt QL here. This is a prompt QL, and then some description and run book, some summary is there. So if you see for any application like Kubernetes app, pod not ready, there is some prompt QL here. So same the description, run book URL, and summary is there. So these are default alerts which is created by the Prometheus when we were installing it by the Elm charts. Now I'm going to do create this custom alerts and see first my custom alerts are going to come here or not. And then I'm going to down one of my service and then check whether I get email alert or not. That's what I'm going to check today. Let me check one more thing like kubectl get all. Hmm. I have some of the applications that we deployed yesterday. We deployed two applications. One is this custom Python app and more this Nginx service. So I'm going to create alert for this Nginx service. Now how I'm going to create this alert? So there is some CM resource is there that is called Prometheus rule. What is this Prometheus rules do? So by using this Prometheus rule alone, you can set up the alerts in the Prometheus UI first. When once it got fired, it will be moved to the alert manager UI. So if you see the API version is like monitoring.coreos.com/v1. It is the same API version that we used for service monitor and the pod monitor yesterday. And the Prometheus rule is one of the custom resource, and the metadata would be like Nginx alerts, and I'm going to create in the monitoring namespace, and this label section I'm giving it as Prometheus. You know why we are giving the label here as release Prometheus. By default this Prometheus rule will work only when it contains this label, that you can check it from kubectl grade Prometheus hyphen monitoring. uh, if you check here in some of the configs, you must be seeing the same label. uh, so what I want to show here is like service monitor rule selectors. You can ignore. So it has to contain this label compulsory. So then only this Prometheus servers will take this Prometheus rule. And in the spec section, I have the groups. I have creating in the group section. I am having two rules here. The first rule is to like Nginx is the I'm keeping the name as Nginx down. The second rule is I'm keeping like high Nginx connections. So this we will get this alert when we have like too much of Nginx connection alone. So this is not going to get triggered now. So but let's focus on the first alert alone. So we know we know the up command here. So yesterday we were using the up command in Prometheus UI. If I go to the query and then if I click up, you see multiple services are running. If I do filtration like on this query, what it means like check for the applications which are up with this tag nginx service and the namespace is a default. So like two pods are running with this thing. So if it is the expression is like abstract means if it is not getting any result, if this complete query, if you run, if you see the count is two entries are there right now, it will not throw any alert. It will not give me an email alert. So it has to wait, it will check the alert for like 10 seconds, and I'm giving the label as severe it is critical because its application is going down, right? So and then some annotation I'm giving like summary and descriptions I am adding it. So that is what this Prometheus rules will contain. For any custom rules that you want to add for Prometheus should be using this Prometheus rule service. Now what I'm going to do is like I'm going to create this service like kubectl. Now what happened is like two of the alerts are created. The first rule is like nginx down and second rule is nginx I nginx connections must be created for you in the alert section of Prometheus UI, not in the alert manager. If I go to the alerts now and then I do refresh, let's wait for it to get reflected here. Hmm. You see, now in the alert section, I have two alerts. One is this nginx down with the same expression, abstract, and it's checking the application is up or not. And then you have the I nginx connection with the severity as warning. So this how you see whatever the expression which I said like it should check it for every 10 seconds, and the severity is very critical, and like the description and summary everything is coming from this Prometheus rule section. So now I have the alert. What I'm going to try now is like I'm going to down the application. I'm going to like kubectl get all. I know nginx service is running here. I'm going to scale the application with zero replica and check whether I'm getting this alert or not. What I'm going to do is like kubectl scale deploy nginx service. Replica is equal to 0. Now what happened? If you check kubectl get all, you will be seeing the deployment with zero pods. Now no pods are there, na, right? If you go to first my alert manager section, you still see the 8 alerts were there. If I refresh, you still will not be able to see. Let's wait for my alert to come. If you go to my Prometheus UI and go for alert section, now previously it was in inactive mode. In sometimes what will happen, this will come to the pending state. From the inactive state it will comes to the pending state because it is evaluating the expression, and then it goes to the firing mode. Once from the Prometheus UI you see it is in firing mode, then this alert will be moved here one into the alert manager UI, then you will get an email alert. This is my email account. Let's wait for whether I'm getting yeah. Now see, this is an initial alert which came for me. You see, when the alert manager, the 8 alerts were there. When I configured, when we configured this email details. Initially, it has sent me like eight alerts has been triggered. Target down. Some these are the components that which initially present here. Okay. Now, if you go to my now you see what would have been happened is like you see it's got into firing state. First, these alerts will be mostly in inactive because if these expression are true alone, these alerts will move to this from the inactive state. It will go to the pending state, and from the pending state it got fired. Now if you go to my alert manager UI, instead of 8 alerts you will be seeing one more alert. Now you see 9 alerts are there. If you check for this nginx service, here you see the alert name is nginx down, which we created, and the job is nginx service. It has been triggered. Now, if I go to email, it has came to the alert manager. Now it has been came to my wait. It will take some time because it's not an like sometimes there will be an issue, but I know this alert is going to come. Let's wait for sometimes. Uh, Now see like 9 of the alerts are there, right? So that's how this alert manager is going to work. Now what I'm going to do is like it went to the firing state. Now I'm going to bring up the application back and then check whether it is getting resolved from the firing state or not. And then I'm going to save like I'm going to run two replicas back. If I do kubectl get all, two of the pods started to containers are started to create. It started to run. Let's wait for some times. And then what we will be seeing mostly from my email, you will be seeing two emails. But there are some intervals that I specified because I don't have some limits. Because in order for you to send any email to any group of people, your email has to be get some uh, specialization from the Gmail site. So because or else you will be sending email to random people, right? That would be some security issues. So there is some rate limits are there. So let's wait. Now you see, previously this Nginx was down. Now I'm the specified the time interval as 10 seconds, and now I know the services is back to online, the Nginx deployments. So this alert also got resolved now. If I go back to my alerts, you will be seeing only the 8 alerts. This Nginx down alert will be not there. So and you will be getting those alerts in your Gmail account, like I initially get it right for the firing state of the initial default 8 alerts. So that is what these alert managers are used for. Mostly they will be mm, firing these alerts to some general accounts because in your organization there will be not they will not be using any particular user accounts. Mostly there will be some group accounts for your DevOps team for your particular product or particular organization. You will get email there. From there, whoever be in the shift will be taking care of checking the applications. So that's how the alert things will be. Either you can send the alerts to this email or Teams, the Slack channel. Everything is possible. We have seen how to send the alerts in email. That's enough for now. So let me move back to the Grafana. So I mentioned every details clearly in the slide, so you can practice it as well. So if I move to the next slide, so we'll be going to see Grafana today. So as I said in my previous classes, so Prometheus. In I overview, there it will be our Kubernetes cluster, which will create us. It will scrape the detail to Prometheus, and Prometheus will we will be adding this as data source in Grafana. So for the visualization, why this Grafana is needed? If you go to this Prometheus, each and every time you have to set up this alert, you have to run some queries to check out that the application is working or not. So this is very tough, right? You need some visualization dashboard so you can see what is your CPU metrics, what you or like how many pods are running, whether everything, right? So at a one place to see the complete details of your cluster, you will be setting up the Grafana. So when I installed this Prometheus, previously what we used to do is like we used to deploy the Prometheus separate Elm charts and Grafana as a separate Elm chart. Now in this in this new Prometheus Elm charts, if you check Elm, we have an inbuilt Grafana section in the Prometheus chat itself. You see Prometheus Grafana is there. What I'm going to do is like I'm going to expose the service and going to create a mini cube tunneling for this one, so I can access this Grafana UI as well. But in order for me, Prometheus doesn't ask me by default, it doesn't ask me any username password, but Grafana will ask an username password. So we can find that secret here in the kubectl get secret. kubectl get secret hyphen in monitoring and the Prometheus Grafana. So it's because of the same copy paste issue. I'm not sure why I'm getting this thing. If I do if I started to type this command, it will work. If I'm in monitoring and then Prometheus. This is the password which is basic 64 encoded. If I do some decoding here, the password is from optimer, okay, from operator, okay. I'm just going to keep this password somewhere else. I'm going to some node, open the notepad. I'm going to give the password there. So now I'm going to expose the service, this Prometheus Grafana service. I'm going to expose it. So I'm going to use the same command, kubectl expose service. What the service I'm going to expose? I'm going to expose this Prometheus Grafana in the monitoring namespace, and I'm going to expose it as a node port, and the port is 3000 and Prometheus Grafana ext. I'm just giving the name for the service which I'm going to expose. So after you did this, whatever you can do is like wherever your node port is running, you will be seeing a node port IP, and you will be seeing some port numbers here. By using that, you can straight away access your application. Because my laptop has some firewall issues, each and every time after I'm exposing any cluster IP service, I'm going to create minikube tunneling. Let's wait for it to come up. Now it got exposed. What I'm going to do is like I'm going to create the minikube tunneling here. Uh, Minikube service and the service name which I'm where I want this tunneling. Now after this command I started to run, it will straight away take me to this Grafana UI. You will see that. The first section is actually where my Prometheus is started to run. Now you see I'm getting a Grafana dashboard here. Let's wait for it to come up. and the second section I'm running the alert manager. In the third section I'm running the Grafana. I think it started to work, and uh, it will not take this much time usually, because I'm running multiple service in parallel. That's why it's taking some time for me to get loaded in the browser. Let's wait. It's back. It's again some mini cube issue. I'm going to stop this alert manager for now. Uh, So until this come up, we will have some general introduction about Grafana. I already told it's just an visualization tool, so it will scrape the metrics from Prometheus. So what we are going to show demo today is like once Grafana is up, Grafana and Prometheus is up. By default, it this Prometheus and Grafana was created in a single stack. So you will be seeing in the data source this Prometheus in the Grafana dashboard. You will be seeing the Prometheus has been already added. Mm, Grafana dashboard has been added, and then we will be seeing some standard dashboards that are available for you in Grafana, and what are those, how we can edit those panels and everything, and what are the folder structures that we usually follow in Grafana. And then we will try to import some complete dashboard from the online. So just you have to know the dashboard number, and then if you do import, it will get imported. At the last, we will be trying to do some custom dashboard panels. We will be trying to create some custom dashboard panels, and then at the last, if we have sometimes, we will be similar to the Prometheus. We will be setting the alerts in Grafana as well. So the mostly the configurations is similar to the Prometheus, similar to the alert managers. So that's what the Grafana is focused to today. Mm, Let me see whether my services are up not. Oh no, it's still not up. It's still not up. You see in my email, you will see it, right? Some of few alerts are came, so it will take some time to get reflected to the Gmail. Uh, Now, if you see, it is saying this Nginx alert has been resolved. So Nginx, it got resolved once we have started the replica back. We updated to some numbers like one or two, and then this alert has been resolved. So this is how you get the alerts. And then I got one more alert. Uh, See, Nginx is down. So these are all resolved status. It was just giving an alert where whatever the alerts got resolved, I got notification for that. Now let me go back to Minikube. Mm, Lokesh, there is some issue.
Ah,
Let me restart my laptop and then come back. Okay.
no,